All right, everybody, and welcome back to the Crypto Report. I am Crypto Kip. It is Friday. Got a stream for you guys here. Is Bitcoin at risk of a double top? You know, this is a real conversation that we really need to have here, and it's kind of a wild time for crypto. You have so much legislation that's on the horizon. We just had the crypto bill put through. That's great, the stablecoin bill. But taking a peek at these markets, it's going to be quite a wild ride here through the end of the year, guys. We've got to talk. Do me a favor, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. This is a Crypto Report. I am Crypto Kip. We're going to talk about all things crypto news day in, day out. That is what we do here. Shout out to the chat. Hope you guys are doing well today. Okay. All right, folks. So I hope you can see my screen. Taking a look at the charts for the day. Right now, we got Bitcoin sitting at $115,000. This is a level that Bitcoin likes to dance around. We are right now doing that. If I can pull up the actual Bitcoin chart for you, that's something we're going to need to take a look at today as well. First of all, I have in the title something about a double top. I'm sorry. Okay. It's just a conversation. You know, I was talking to Blacksea for a while last night, and we're just having a real conversation about like this cycle here. And it's like, there's so many reasons for crypto to keep exploding, but there is this real fear going on with this previous double top thing that we saw from the last cycle. On top of that, this bull market, historically speaking, is supposed to conclude after about 1,070 days. That takes us to, you know, October. That's what this is right here at the end of this blue box. That's October of 2025. And we're supposed to be breaking out right now, but Ethereum is in 2 days, 9 hours closing this weekly candle. I really hope this weekly candle goes green. You kind of need this weekly candle to go green to get that move right now for Ethereum, because you need Ethereum to break out so that Bitcoin dominance doesn't start climbing again, so that Bitcoin dominance turns back the other way and we see altcoin season begin. But the problem is if Bitcoin really does reject off this level, and just because it rejects off this level, by the way, guys, doesn't mean it's just going to go like, you know, down. It doesn't mean that it's over. Okay. It could plan out like this, where it kind of does this. We could have something like this. You know what I mean? Like, this is into November now, and boom, that's like Bitcoin at almost 200. Like, that's a very reasonable thing to maybe expect out of the chart. And those are just little drawings to give you an idea of potential moves, right? You find levels of support, like clearly a level of support would be at the bottom of these candles at like right at 100K. That would be a reasonable level of support, possibly off the 2021 highs again. What if we had another bounce off the 2021 highs and we came down to 70K and like people got wrecked before we boom explode up through the end of the year? These things are all possible, guys. But this stream is really just to have a conversation about altcoins today. How's it going in the chat? Simon Kelly, Ultra Justin, how you guys doing today? Bitcoin dominance is climbing. Now, there is a possibility that this does take a new high, but you don't want to see it if you're an altcoin holder. What you want to see is this continue to climb down. Is there a world where Bitcoin dominance could take a new high? I think there is. And it happens like this. The Fed's not cutting rates yet. September, the odds just went the wrong direction for a potential Fed rate cut. And that's tough. And so we're kind of waiting to see what the Fed is going to do here in October and through the end of the year. Because there's still a chance they cut rates in October and maybe in December. Is there November and December? I think it's just September, October, and December, I think, are the last 3 meetings of the year, I think. But if they're not cutting rates, there's a chance that Bitcoin dominance rallies. And this could look this could happen in a few ways. Bitcoin could just break out and Ethereum could slow down and altcoins could slow down. But the more likely scenario, in my opinion, considering August and September are historically bearish, considering that they're still outlining tariff concerns from the Fed, considering there are still tariff concerns in general, considering that these are bearish months coming up, there's a chance that Bitcoin kind of comes down here, which means Ethereum's rejecting as well, probably. And Bitcoin dominance can climb because Bitcoin's coming down, but altcoins are coming down lower, so Bitcoin dominance could climb. What would be crazy to see, the most ridiculous thing that we would see right now would be if Bitcoin just straight up was pumping and outpacing altcoins as well. That would be uncharacteristic of the crypto market, because at this stage in the game, we've already seen the Bitcoin pump. We're due for the Ethereum pump and that altcoin season that we've all been waiting for. And that's what we're hoping to see. That's what we're looking for. So this is something that I really think about a lot. I spent a lot of time thinking about this. You saw Pepe come down to this level I've been talking about. Yeah, we hit down to 401. This trend line I've talked about for a while. You saw XRP get down as low as $2.91, below $3. Is XRP going to have this weekly candle right at $3? That looks like a reasonable level for XRP to find a bounce on the weekly time frame. But of course, if Bitcoin decides to slip, dip, didgeridoo down to this 110 level, down to the $100,000 level again, which is very possible, there's a world where XRP comes back down and retests 245, 230, maybe even $2 again. There's a world where Crowcoin comes back down, goes back down to 8 cents. There's a world where Pepe even breaks below this trend line and retests at the bottom of these weekly candles here, down to 508, down even lower maybe to this. These are all possibilities, guys, but I'm not bearish, okay? What I am is cautious of this double peak formation. Something in my gut is telling me this double peak top thing could play out, but it's fake. And we could have a rally back up. Like almost like we saw here, but we did not see it come back up here. Because of all the fundamental things happening with crypto, we saw this kind of double top in this last cycle, and we didn't continue the breakout here. But I would say there is more reason than ever before that this could just find its way up here. And that's what we're kind of looking at. Hopefully we just continue upward, okay? The thing I'd love to see is Bitcoin climb and Ethereum climb harder. And then altcoins climb even harder. But we're just having a tough time seeing that play out right now, folks. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, check out the affiliates in the description of this video down below. Let's check out some of the news that's going on. I'm going to pull up Yahoo Finance, and let's see what some of the news is in the finance world. Stocks buckle under pressure from shock jobs report. S&P 500 down quite a bit today, actually. Wow. I'm still doing great. It's been taking high. Stocks buckle under pressure from the jobs report. The labor market is slowing. The tariff blitz is reshaping U.S. trade. Uncertainty. U.S. jobs market shows cracks as downward revisions stun in scope. So a lot of negative things. Switzerland could see prices skyrocket from Trump's 39% tariffs. Trump's flummoxes markets again with new bid to reshape U.S. trade order. Trump Fed board should assume control if Powell won't cut rates. Wow, that's crazy. So again, now he's not saying they should fire the Fed. He's saying that there should be an uprising and a mutiny, a mutiny on the ship of the Fed. Aye, yes, okay. Wow, I'm a pirate. Cool. Yeah, super cool crypto kit. U.S. construction spending extends. So okay, looking at other stories here. So turmoil, doom, gloom, a lot of red, all red. All red. Not some stocks are going up today, but just generally red today. Oh, Coinbase stock is down 13% today. Earnings might have been bad. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Coinbase stock's down 13% today. That's an insane dip for Coinbase stock. Crushes earnings reviews. Here's why the stock died. What? So their earnings were great. What? Wait a minute. Why would the stock come down? I mean, crypto's down a little bit. Bitcoin's down. I guess that's it. That's the answer. Ethereum's down. Other folks believe that Coinbase's momentum is just getting started. I think that it's just getting started too. But wow, that's wild that, the stock came down after that. That's unbelievable. They crushed the earnings, but the stock came down. Bitcoin's down. So there you go. That's why. But 14% is huge. MicroStrategy's down. How was MicroStrategy's earnings yesterday? We should take a peek at this as well. $10 billion amid corporate treasury trades. I looks like it went fine. 12-month top estimates, topping estimates. So earnings came in good. People are scared of the double top. It's in the title. It's real. It's a concern. It's a concern. People are concerned. It's real. Altcoin season. Altcoin season not dead. Altcoin season explained. Everybody talks about altcoin season, but are we going to see it? Some people are hanging on. Altcoin season not dead. But the fact that there's language being used, altcoin season not dead, tells you that people are wondering if altcoin season is dead. I think as we're seeing the uncertainty and the sideways action in the markets, there's chops for trading, I think. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not here to give financial advice. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, by the way, and check out the affiliates in the description down below if you want to do some trading and trade the volatility. Look at the crazy volatility in these markets. There's a couple coins that are up today, but most things are down. The shorts are winning today, down 11%, 7%. There's a ton of moves to the downside. Looking at liquidations, another long squeeze today. When Bitcoin took 120K, I warned you guys that people are going to be starting to get greedy. There's going to be people doing greedy longs, and there is a risk that we see some longs get liquidated, and that is exactly what we've seen happen here. This is what has just been playing out for us. Longs have been getting wrecked more than shorts, but as the shorts build up, as more and more people get fearful of potential altcoin season not happening and a double top happening, the shorts can come pile in. Is it over? I don't think that it's over, but I do think that there is fear in play right now, a ton of fear right now in these markets. It's something that I'm keeping a close eye on. There's just so much fear going on right now, but there's so many bullish things going on. I mean, we look at, let's see, we can look at some other data. Like we could look at, I wanted to see the ETFs, the ETF inflows, Bitcoin ETFs. Let's look at Bitcoin ETFs. How are these inflows? Daily total net inflow. Okay. Not inflow today. That is outflow, it looks like. Some outflow today, a little bit inflow. Actually, ARK, look at this. ARK just making moves. Unbelievable. ARK's the big dumper today. Fear is building up. What about the ETF? The ETF for ETH. Still some inflows into that. Okay. Interesting. Very, very interesting time. Shout out to you guys in the chat, by the way. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Do we have net inflows? Ethereum ETFs. Does it say the inflows on? Is this the page I'm on? Okay. Okay. Thanks, Simon. Appreciate you in the chat. How's it going? MKEY in the chat. Aoli. What's going on? Fam OG saying Dogecoin's trying to break above. Let's check it out. I don't think Dogecoin's trying to break above anything. It's trying to not break down is what it's trying not to do. Yeah, I mean, so I've had this trend. I haven't even looked at the Dogecoin chart in a while, but here it is coming back down to this trend line. No surprise there. You're hoping for a bounce at about 19 cents, 20 cents, call it. You're talking about the short-term downtrend line for Dogecoin? I mean, short-term 5-minute charts? Yeah, I mean, there you go. I mean, it kind of did. But, I mean, that's 5 minutes. Let's look at the 4-hourly. Wants to break above that. Got some ways to go. Got some ways to go. A lot of fear in these markets. Shout out to Coin Baron. A lucky number 13. How's it going, Coin Baron? Shout out to you, brother. Yeah, it's not looking quite, but we were looking at this trend line. This was a moment where we were looking for that big breakout. And this was back in December. We've gotten robbed from an altcoin season so far. It's been brutal, guys. No doubt about it. Bitcoin dominance is coming up. Altcoin season just not happening yet, right? Pepe, we looked at Pepe. Pepe coming down to the 4 zeros. One level might break lower if ETH truly rejects off this level. Crazy move for ETH here. Really wild volatility. Let's actually look at the true volatility for this. I love trading ETH and Bitcoin. I think they're fun ones to trade. We're not out of, we're not in trouble yet for ETH. This is all a reasonable move. A nice 7% retracement. Look at that volatility. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. If we kind of see the break below $3,500 again, there's a good chance we're slipping back down to low 3. That's how I feel. That's for ETH. Juan Requad in the chat says Q4. I agree. Q4 is the month to be looking at. So we're keeping an eye on Q4. Unfortunately, guys, I am going to have a shorter stream today, but we're still going. I do have total market cap breaking kind of below this trend line. That's not the best. Looking at my next level, probably kind of right off these candle closes, these daily candle closes. Actually, let's see if I can find a weekly candle close for total market cap. I think that's going to be more relevant. So let's pull this down to these. Yeah, look at, oh my gosh, that weekly candle close was insane. That was such a tiny little body of that candle. That's crazy. So that would be my next level for total market cap, meaning like, okay, if total market cap is going to dump a little bit more, that's another 2.64% for total market cap. Again, it's possible to see that 110 Bitcoin. That's kind of, this level says 110K Bitcoin to me, this level right here. Down here says, back down to 90K Bitcoin, probably. We don't have to come all the way that low, though. We don't have to come all the way that low. Pepe in the chat says October first part will be bearish. Why do you think the first part will be bearish? FOMC meeting? Is that October and November historically the most bullish months? If we're going to have the continuation for this alt season and this bull market this year, then October and November are the months historically to see it happen. And that's kind of what we're hoping for. It's kind of what we're waiting for. Pepe says August pumps and first part of September. I don't know. I don't know if I can get behind that, Pepe, but if anything, I'm feeling the dump now and I'm feeling the pump later, to be honest with you. I could be wrong, though. I'm not a financial advisor. We're all just speculating at the end of the day. This is, gut instinct. I don't think the bull market's over. So no, I ask in the title, is it over? I don't think that it is, but a lot of people didn't click on this video today because I don't think people like the doom and gloom, the Bitcoin at risk of double top, altcoins versus crypto fear. That's a lot of fear. People don't like the fear. People just want to talk up only, but we actually have to talk about all the different situations. I'm bullish on crypto. I'm bullish on Bitcoin. I think we have $1 million Bitcoin one day. I think ETH can easily get to 10K at some point in the future. I think Solana is going to take new highs and Crow could take new highs. I think Doge could take new highs, but we're just not in the moment that we're seeing it right now. That could change, but you need to see Ethereum break out. And the biggest catalyst that I was hoping to see would be the Fed rate cuts, which we're just not getting yet, which is unfortunate. I'm giving you hopium. Hopium is, history says we've still got about 100 days left in this bull market, guys. And so the ultimate level of shock, the ultimate move for the whale games to play would be to fake this double top, retrace, shake the hands out, and explode us back up. Okay, just try to fake us all out, and instead of not being able to climb through this pop right here at the end, maybe we climb through it. Again, institutions are buying crypto. The U.S. has a plan to potentially start buying crypto. Even if we did go into a bear market, which again, I don't think we're going to a bear market quite yet. I think we can see this big blast off still through the end of the year. I think there's an argument to be made that the bear market that we've seen in the past is not the kind of bear market we're going to see in the future. I think that the discounts will get bought up more aggressively than ever before, and the lows will be higher, much higher than they've ever previously been. So like what I'm saying is if Bitcoin from the high to the low came down 78%, I would say, it's very reasonable. Let's just pretend this was the high. That, worst case scenario would be like, 30 could be on the table, but I don't know. I would say it could be very sensible to see something less, maybe 60, maybe 50%, and people get that discount. Pepe says, no way Bitcoin will hit 50K and alts will be down 99%. I think that alts will go down 99%. That is what altcoins do in bear markets. That is what altcoins do in bear markets. So I hope the bear market doesn't come for those of us still holding altcoins. But that's also why, you know, as these markets are higher and as these altcoins are at these higher levels, you got to protect yourself by making sure you achieve some sort of victory. Get that initial investment out. Again, I am not a financial advisor. I can't give you financial advice. I won't give you financial advice. But it is nice to shuffle those profits. Okay, guys. And I Coin Baron, I appreciate that. I am trying to keep it real. I'm trying to keep it very real. I'm not just a moon boy. I am a moon boy, but I'm not an up only guy. I want to win. I want you guys to win. You have to dig into this for yourself. Use your gut. Use your research. Use your wit. Draw some technical levels for yourself. Look at the previous trends. Put it together. Make a decision. Pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered. I've got a crystal ball too. And it's telling me altcoin season could still come. Ultra Justin in the chat says, with large institutions buying, it should ultimately help stabilize BTC, ETH, and blue chips. I agree. As for altcoins overall, you know, a lot of altcoins are going to die off, guys. Meme coins, I'm less interested in meme coins these days. There's just too many of them. I've never seen more meme coins in my life. Every day there was a new meme coin popping off that everybody was excited about, and then it went to zero. The meme coin market is oversaturated right now, more so than it's ever been before. This is just where we're at in the crypto world. It's kind of a wild time to be alive. Tell that to Tesla last. No, Pepe says, no institutions will sell big time. Coin Baron says, tell that to Tesla last cycle. Exactly. Exactly. All right, guys. Kind of a light stream on views today. Just do me a favor. Smash a like button. Subscribe to the channel. I got to cut this one short. Unfortunately, I had some work stuff that came up. DCA, hold on, my friends. Until next time, I'm Crypto Kip. This is a Crypto Report. I'll have streams coming at you next week. Have a great weekend, everybody. I'll see you next time. DCA, HODL. Check out the affiliates in the description down below. Do your own research, friends. Hang in there. No, I don't think it's over. But you got to look at the full picture, folks. I'll see you in the next one. Peace, y'all.